this evening. First, the mysterious death of a public health nurse in a Berbice hotel room has authorities investigating what could have caused this sudden tragedy. Next, in a major investment move, the government commits $400 million to advance the gas-to-energy project in Wales. Find out how this initiative is set to transform Ghana's energy landscape. Then, a significant win for small miners as over 700 gain land tenure rights, fueling growth in the mining sector. We'll tell you what this means for the industry and local communities. Also, GAISUCO addresses rumors of a sugar shortage. Hear from the corporation about the availability of packaged sugar and what consumers need to know. And tensions escalate in the Middle East as UN Security Council meets to discuss the expanding conflict and the looming health crisis. These stories and more are coming up on tonight's broadcast. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for August 23rd, 2024. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, police are investigating the death of 63-year-old public health nurse Winston Longford Ben, whose lifeless body was discovered in a hotel room on Main Street, New Amsterdam, Berbice on Thursday morning. Police responded to the report at approximately 9:02 a.m. and found Ben's lifeless body in the room. Emergency medical personnel pronounced Ben dead on the scene. The cause of death is pending a post-mortem examination. Ben, from Kitty Georgetown, had been recovering from dengue fever and was in Berbice for a supervisory visit with a fellow public health nurse to assist the rollout of the new HPV vaccine. The public health nurse and a Ministry of Health driver went to the hotel to collect Ben for a scheduled trip to quarantine, but received no response when knocking on his door. The driver forced the door open and found Ben lying motionless. Authorities are continuing their investigation. On a different note, despite contrary reports in some media outlets, the Ghana Sugar Corporation has assured consumers that packaged sugar is available for sale. Production for the second crop of 2024 began last week, with packaged sugar sales starting on August 19, 2024. Consumers can purchase packaged sugar at the Blairmont Estate and starting August 23rd at the Albion Estate. Bagged sugar is also available at Albion and Rose Hall Estates. Iflot Estate, which began production on August 21st, will have sugar for sale starting August 26th. GAISUCO emphasized that there has been no change in the prices for packaged or bagged sugar, and business should not increase prices. Those interested in purchasing sugar can contact GAISUCO's marketing department for further details. Moving on, the government has invested $400 million from its resources to advance the gas-to-energy project in Wales, Westbank, and Marara. This funding comes as the country faces delays in securing a US $660 million loan for the project. Dr. Bharat Jagdeo, General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, confirmed this during one of his weekly press conferences on Thursday, emphasizing that the project remains on track. The initiative includes constructing a 200-kilometer pipeline to bring gas from the offshore Liza oil fields to an onshore facility, followed by an additional 25-kilometer stretch to a natural gas liquid plant. This project is expected to significantly boost Ghana's economy, reduce energy costs by 50%, and create numerous jobs. The government, in partnership with ExxonMobil, is focused on building infrastructure to transport and process gas for power generation. Dr. Jagdeo said the government remains committed to funding the project from its budget if necessary. Second round when we return, Homestretch Avenue to close tonight for rehabilitation, and over 700 small miners received land tenures in the past 4 years.
It's back to school time and Digicel has the perfect deal for you. Grab a brand new Samsung smartphone and get more than just a phone. We'll throw in a free backpack and a 30-day data plan when you buy a Samsung A05 for just $21,000, the A15 for $31,000, or the A25 for $40,000. Hurry to your nearest Digicel store today. This offer is only good while stocks last. Don't miss out. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Grove Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoons, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton, and Camp Street. Kissoons Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
See clearly with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. More than 700 small miners have gained land tenure rights in the past 4 years, contributing to the growth of Ghana's mining sector. Land tenure grants legal rights to miners to access and utilize land for mining. Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat disclosed this during a recent press conference, revealing that 550 small miners benefited from the land through 3 lotteries held during this period. The Barteka and Madhya regions alone saw 150 and 200 lots distributed earlier this year. The resumption of operations at Marudi in Region 9 has also benefited over 40 small miners. These efforts have boosted both the mining sector and local economies. Despite a dip in gold declaration, the minister expressed optimism, citing upcoming production projects by companies like Reunion Gold, which are expected to produce over 200,000 ounces of gold annually starting in 2027. Other large-scale mining ventures are also developing. The government anticipates continued growth in the mining sector, driven by new agreements and expansion projects. In other news, Homestretch Avenue will be temporarily closed later this evening for essential rehabilitation work. The Ministry of Public Works has hired contractor Rim Construction to carry out these improvements. Beginning tonight, Friday, August 23rd, at 9 p.m., the intersection of Homestretch Avenue and Vicinjon Road will be closed to all vehicular traffic until 11:59 p.m. This closure is necessary for grading, shaping, and paving activities. No vehicles will be allowed to travel between Vicinjon Road and Mandela Avenue during this time. Drivers are advised to use Hatfield Street as a temporary detour. The roadworks are expected to be completed by 4 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday, August 24th. The Ministry of Public Works apologizes for any inconvenience this may cause and appreciates your cooperation as they work to enhance our road infrastructure. Don't go away after the break. Nigeria floods. Official warn loss of life will continue. And ceasefire deal in sight. Thomas Greenfield urges pressure on Hamas.
It's back to school time and Digicel has the perfect deal for you. Grab a brand new Samsung smartphone and get more than just a phone. We'll throw in a free backpack and a 30-day data plan when you buy a Samsung A05 for just $21,000, the A15 for $31,000, or the A25 for $40,000. Hurry to your nearest Digicel store today. This offer is only good while stocks last. Don't miss out. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized gear, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Crow Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton, and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Canada's government has stepped in to stop an unprecedented rail shutdown less than a day after it began. It's ordered the country's top 2 rail companies to get trains moving again and to start talking to the unions to settle arguments about work schedules and safety. Almost 80% of the country's rail network has been shut down, threatening to cause serious damage to the economy.
Federal intervention to get these trains rolling again. Canada's Labour Minister has stepped in to protect supply chains across North America.
Canada is a trading nation. Our government will do everything in its power to preserve the stability and certainty that our railways and entire economy are renowned for the world over.
More than 9,000 conductors, engineers, and yard workers were locked out after talks with union leaders failed.
CN Rail has locked its employees out. We want to go back to work, and we're hoping both the company and our negotiating team can get a deal.
This is the first time Canada's 2 main rail networks, Canadian Pacific and the Canadian National Railway, have shut down simultaneously. Months-long talks fell apart over disagreements on workers' schedules and safety. In a statement, CN said the union had not responded to the company's final offer of improved wages and decreased workload. Canada relies heavily on its rail network. About $1 billion worth of goods travels by rail every day. Even a temporary pause affects businesses in both Canada and the US, and even as far away as Mexico, as well as commuters whose trains rely on those same tracks.
Even a few weeks delay, if your seasonal goods miss the season they're associated with, you're done.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government did a U-turn after previously dismissing calls to intervene in labour talks in the lead up to the stoppage.
And that's something that is an impact right across the country, from workers to businesses to farmers to consumers who are going to be impacted. That's why we are on this. We're taking it so seriously.
Ottawa is hoping its action will prevent major disruptions to North American supply chains and, for now, protect the economy. Behdad Mehichi, Al Jazeera.
Internationally, Nigeria is bracing for more devastating floods as the rainy season peaks. More than 120 people have been killed so far. Officials warn the loss of lives and destruction of infrastructure is increasing. Al Jazeera's Atman Idris reports.
A highway that's become a waterway and a playground. Farms that may never yield any grain. Adamu Masaru took this same route to go to his 3 farms, and this is all he could salvage. A few bundles of millet. Not enough for the family, but it will do for a meal.
2 of the farms have been totally destroyed. On the 3rd, I was able to harvest what can feed my family today.
Community leaders say the floods this year are unprecedented.
All the farms, especially the rice farms, the guinea corn, everything gone. You can see our houses, everything gone. Personally, I'm an internally displaced person now.
Hundreds of thousands have been displaced, with tens of thousands of hectares of farms destroyed. Even the dead aren't spared the misery. This local cemetery is submerged. The floods have changed everything for many in Nigeria's Jigawa state.
27 of Nigeria's 36 states have suffered flooding this year, yet the rainy season is yet to peak, and dams have so far not opened their floodgates to release excess water.
A worrying picture for officials.
We have September, October to come. The rain is much more in September than in August. So only God knows what the state will be when we reach that time.
The government says 110 kilometers of embankments have been constructed and 72 kilometers of the main river dredged. But the flooding continues to claim lives and property, diverting scarce government resources meant for development.
A lot of attention is being diverted to that area because you need to save that situation. So because of that, yes, of course, a lot of revenue will be lost. Government revenue will be lost. Not only that, a lot of extra expenditure will have to be incurred. So other work had to wait.
He says the state is bracing for more destruction when the rainy season peaks, which means more misery and displacement for the local population. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Gaza.
Finally, the escalation of war beyond Gaza's borders and the looming threat of a polio outbreak dominated today's UN Secretary Council meeting on the situation in the Middle East. Al Jazeera's Kirsten Salumi reports.
There's growing concern on the international stage amid faltering ceasefire talks that war will spread beyond Gaza. Despite mounting criticism that it is Israel's government that appears to have been stalling, the United States called on Hamas to accept its latest ceasefire proposal.
Prime Minister Netanyahu confirmed that Israel accepts the bridging proposal that the United States, Qatar, and Egypt put forward last week. The proposal is consistent with the principles outlined by President Biden in May 2024, and that this Council endorsed in Resolution 2735. And this builds on areas of agreement from talks convened in Doha last week.
But Russia accused the United States of changing its terms.
The Security Council never blessed the deal formulated in this way. And why, when you call upon all of us to exert pressure exclusively on Hamas leadership to make sure that the movement accepts a new Israeli whim, you consistently refuse to work with Western Jerusalem, which critically depends on you for weapons supplies? Is this something that well-intentioned and impartial mediators do?
Unfortunately, conflict isn't the only thing that's spreading. The polio virus is now circulating in the occupied territories, prompting concerns of an outbreak of this preventable, paralyzing disease. 50,000 Palestinian children born since the start of the conflict have not been vaccinated. The World Health Organization and UNICEF have 1.6 million doses ready to distribute, but aid agencies say it is impossible under the current conditions.
Let us be clear, we should not need negotiations or special permissions to bring in life-saving medical supplies for civilians. Humanitarians and medical teams like my own should not spend almost a year pleading for the rules of war to be upheld by parties to the conflict.
A letter signed by 20 aid organizations says they'll need at least 7 days with no fighting to administer the first dose to children, but also called for a permanent ceasefire. Kristen Salumi, Al Jazeera, the United Nations.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's Tip TV 2 headline news for this Friday evening. As we check early, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be off for the weekend, but you can tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourselves and each other and do have a wonderful weekend.